And with that out of the way, let's go right ahead and talk about the Mavericks and their Game 5 performance against OKC. And let me just go ahead and pull up the box scores without accidentally pulling up clips, please. Thank you. So, the Mavericks, I wasn't expecting the Mavericks to win this game simply because before going into this game, Luka had just about every single injury imaginable in this game. He had like a strain on his left calf, he had a strain on his right calf, he had a back problem, this, that, and the other. He had all sorts of injuries and things that could have affected his performance in this game, but that did not seem to bother him in the slightest whatsoever. He played through it. He played 41 minutes, and he dropped a 30-point triple-double on the Oklahoma City Thunder to make the series 3-2, which is a phenomenal performance coming in from Luka in this very important game that they desperately needed, because now with this win, they can go into Dallas and close the series out in 6 games. They have a very good chance of doing so. And again, Luka, 31 points, 11 assists, and 10 rebounds. That was his triple-double. He also shot pretty well from the field. He shot a lot better than what we're used to, he's been shooting in this series and the previous series, because when he was up against the Clippers, I'm not even going to lie to you, he was throwing the ball up a lot, and they were missing a lot. And it was not ideal for the Mavericks, but now it seems that he's found his sort of touch yet again. And again, 12 for 22, that is above 50%, so it's definitely a pretty good performance. Derrick Jones Jr., he ended the game with 19 points and was 7 of 9 from the field. Kyrie was only 5 for 11 with 12 points, but I guess it doesn't really matter how low you score as long as you win. So, because, I mean, a win is a win, and that, you know me, I always say that, a win is a win is a win. And with Luka Doncic's performance in this game and in the rest of the series, it's really apparent that this man knows how to play in the postseason. He seems to just play better in the postseason than he does in the regular season, which is a very difficult feat to accomplish due to all the pressure, especially with the offense that he runs, where he is the centerpiece of their offense and he is the main playmaker. The fact that he's still able to perform under such immense pressure and under these injuries is nothing short of astonishing. It's really it's amazing. There's no other word to say it other than amazing. And on the Thunder side, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has also been amazing. He's been scoring 30 points in just about every single game. It doesn't seem to matter whether or not it's the postseason or the regular season. He's still the same player for the Thunder, which is incredibly valuable for the Thunder as a whole. But I will say that the rest of the team, not so much. It's just Shai in this series, and the team was sort of getting praised for having so many really talented rookies, and they're not showing up. And really talented rookies, talented stars, talented young stars, because not all of them are rookies, obviously, but a lot of them, like Jalen Williams, who has been a pretty good second scoring option for the Thunder, has been playing very poorly in this series. I mean, he averages 19 points per game throughout the season, but in this game, he only had 12 points and shot 6 of 13 from the field, which is, again, that's just below 50%, but when you take more shots than you have points scored, I just immediately think that that's a pretty bad performance. I'm sure we all can agree on that. I mean, if you have more shot attempts than you do points scored, that's not ideal for a team in any situation whatsoever. Lou Dort, he shot 4 for 11 from the field. Chet Holmgren, he shot 5 for 11 from the field with 13 points. Chet has been very underwhelming in this series, and I wonder where all that talk went. Oh, he should have been the Rookie of the Year. Oh, he's better than Victor Wembanyama. Where's all that now? Chet has never been the best player on the Thunder, and he's not even producing efficiently anymore for the Thunder. And I keep saying that he needs to get more involved in the offense if they wanted to sort of have a chance. But so far, I haven't seen that happen from him whatsoever. Now, that might be because Shai is taking a lot of the shots and things of that nature. But aside from that, like, I mean, he's supposed to be, or at least the media makes him out to be, the second option for this team. So the fact that he's not producing enough offensively is really not ideal for this Thunder team. And I'm kind of stunned at the fact that he isn't trying to get more involved in this offense. Because why wouldn't you want to try and get more involved in this offense? You're super tall. And there's barely anybody on the court that can contest your shot. Why aren't you getting involved more? I feel like that's something that Chet is going to work on in the offseason, and so is the Thunder. They are still a relatively young team. This is the first time that they've ever been in a playoff situation. But regardless, I do still expect a lot more from Chet, and in this series has been rather underwhelming for him. And same with the rest of a lot of these players. I mean, Isaiah Joe, he was 2 of 9 from the field, and Cason Wallace was 1 for 7 from the field. So, again, it's really just a one-man army with Shai, who's consistently dropping 30 points, and then whatever comes in between. Now, again, that's actually very similar to how the Mavericks started out in the playoffs with Luka alone. Because in the first few series, then when they matched up against the Clippers, it was literally just like in 2020 and in 2021, it was literally just Luka Doncic trying to do everything, and then the rest of the players tried to pick up the slack. But the rest of the players just weren't picking up the slack. It's a very similar story for this OKC team. And again, rather disappointed in the performance from Chet. And the Mavericks, they're looking to close this series out in 6 games because they do play the next game in Dallas. And based on how they've been playing this series with Kyrie and Luka Doncic, I mean, Kyrie, he's due for a good game, so I'm pretty sure that's going to happen in Game 6 when they're at home in front of the Dallas Mavericks crowd. So expect to see a pretty good performance from Kyrie, a pretty good elimination game. He's always been pretty good in elimination games throughout his career in the postseason. So wouldn't be surprised if he's due for a good game. And I did mention the final score. It was 104-92. And there wasn't really much scoring coming. What the heck was that? There wasn't really much scoring in the, coming from the rest of the role players. But between Luka and Shai, there was a lot of scoring because, so Shai had 30 and then Luka had 31, so that somewhat cancels out, and then it's up to the team to outperform the other team. Excuse me. And the Dallas Mavericks, they ended up outperforming the Thunder in the as a team, and they shot 40% from 3 compared to the Thunder shooting 25% from 3. Which, again, not ideal if you're shooting that badly from 3. Makes total sense why they ended up losing. So, that's all I have to say on this series. Expect the Mavericks to play the next game in Game 6 and most likely come out on top in that game. So, next I'm going to go ahead and talk about the Cavs yet again, but this time there is some drama surrounding the locker room with a lot of problems between Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, and even Jared Allen. So I will be right back after this short break, so stay tuned for that.
Looking for your daily fix of sports talk without having to pay for it? GSMC Sports Network is available on YouTube. Just search GSMC Sports Network. Get your fix of daily sports talk shows on YouTube, absolutely free. NFL, college football, NBA, MLB, MMA, UFC, fantasy football, and so much more. GSMC Sports Network has shows running all day long, with new sports shows starting every 2 hours. Just like on your favorite cable sports channel, except GSMC Sports Network is absolutely free. Just search GSMC Sports Network on YouTube to catch one of your new favorite shows, like the GSMC College Football Podcast, Chip Shot Football Podcast, Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, GSMC Basketball Podcast, and so many more. Check it out for yourself. GSMC Sports Network, now available on YouTube absolutely free. Search GSMC Sports Network on YouTube right now.